the incredible, the amazing Lannie Battistini.
How are you? How you guys doing? I take the Fifth Amendment of that. Just kidding. Just kidding. He said humor, right? He said how to make a business of the music gift that you have been given. How to basically make it work for you so that you can create income through it, make others people, help them to achieve incomes, because it's something that shouldn't be kept to yourself. It's something that should be promoted. I believe that we're given these talents and gifts so that we can teach others to achieve pretty much what we have achieved, therefore promoting the music through the whole world, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I believe that COVID actually helped us to understand one of the main characters of entrepreneurship, which is the ability to adjust. When you're entrepreneurial, you need to have a vision and you stick to that vision, but you adjust to the circumstances of the moment. We were a school that had every teacher teaching students right there, side by side, and then we figured, wow, this is an opportunity to go online. And we did that switch between 24 within 24 hours. And it affected our business actually favorably. We didn't have to close. We stood open. Nathan and I kept going to the office. There was actually only us and the employees working. It actually showed us that there's always a solution for any adversity that comes your way. There's always a solution and an opportunity to develop something better. And what we learned by that was that going online, we saw it actually let us see as clearly the advantages of one-to-one teaching, you see? And then how to overcome those advantages of one side by side with the technology of having a monitor that shows the instrument that you're playing, and the student can see you as well, and making it more comfortable for the student to be able to absorb the information. That is easier to transfer when you're next to each other, because, I mean, in the case of my instrument, which is the piano, when you're teaching them techniques, you can actually show them right there in the moment while you're online. You are, but you can't really, you don't have that physical thing that you're right next there, that they can see it that clearly. The music industry has been moving away from having record labels actually choose their producers to produce the songs or the material that's going to be produced. It has become more of a one-to-one basis producer. It doesn't mean that everyone that is out there is really a certified producer, but you can guarantee to be a certified producer by pursuing studies with professionals that are already producers, that know the industry, that know that have ears that are tuned to the sound of the industry that prevailed before COVID, which was the determining factor of the sound that hit the radio waves. You see, it's a new era of production now. Now the artists themselves are producing, and the reason they mainly do that is because they call the shots.
Yeah.
I feel that when you
autonomy.
Yeah. They don't want somebody else saying, I like it, I don't like it. I mean, they're trusting their instincts. I come from the vintage or Jurassic, where the dinosaurs. Basically, I see it like an advantage because I find myself in the middle, in the sandwich of the two industries, and I can pick what's best from each one of them. See, I can make something that's new sound vintage influenced.
Mm.
You see? Or I can make the vintage steal from the new and there create something that's like a crossover between the two. And that's where we come in, filling those gaps.
Yeah.
Because it's very easy to learn a specialty and thrive in that specialty. But when you have the background and the backbone of other knowledge that you have acquired through experience and all that, and you apply it, it actually gives you a very steady basis for.
And it actually creates opportunity, because this is a principle of entrepreneurship called translatability.
Yes.
Which means you have a product that might serve a particular clientele.
Yes.
But part of what you did as a response to COVID is that you said, okay, I'm going to, I have this repertoire. I can actually customize it. And when you look at the data, especially through online, the statistics and, all the analytics, you're like, wait a minute, there's a good clientele in this region of the world. I should probably head this direction, which is called predictive modeling. So you're developing models of business models to cater to that target. But that target or even that model would not exist if you don't even have the confidence to be able to repurpose and remodify, repackage the actual product itself so that you can address.
Right, which is what, who was it that said that? It was, what was his name? Bruce Lee. He said, you got to be like water. You put water in a glass, it takes the shape of the glass. You get a plate, that's what it's at. The more, and not only that, you have to have diversity. Today we live in a world where if you're in the music industry, diversification secures your career.
In skill set, in genre, in interpersonal skills. Yes.
You don't want to be the best pop. You want to be good in R&B. You want to be good in pop. You want to be good at the piano. If you can play. Well, look at you.
Oh.
Yeah, Mr. Monster player. I've never seen a person that could actually play and master so many instruments like he.
We'll cut this section.
Yeah, we'll edit that. But anyways, I wanted it to be there. It's something that I've noticed in the new generation is happening. I don't know if it's happening in purpose. I think it's like they're giving that God gift to be able to be multi-instrumentalist, because you see them playing the piano, monster. You see them playing the guitar, monster. Then they go into flutes, then they go to sax, then they go to guitar. And really, here I am playing the piano, I'm barely making it in the piano. And there they are,
There seems to be a shift that has happened since the COVID era, in which before everybody was told that they needed to be what was deemed to be meaningful specifics. People that were meaningful, what they did on a specific task.
Yes.
And what has now become is to be a meaningful generalist.
Yes.
Because it used to be a meaningful specific, not a wandering generalist. And right now what we have is an era, especially in the music and the arts entrepreneurship education system, where you have a lot of people who are being called and trained to function really well in specific disciplines, but they're wandering. So they're wandering specifics.
Yes.
And now it's reversed.
Yeah.
Before it was meaningful, specific, not a wandering generalist. Now we're called to be meaningful generalists, not wandering specifics.
Yes.
And so that's what you're talking about with diversification.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I want to simplify it, okay, so I make a living, let's say that I'm making a living playing the piano, and that slows down. I go and do arrangements, musical arrangements, and that takes the space of the slowdown. Oh, didn't? Okay, so I teach. And that helped me with arranging, or I write songs, or I get a gig playing guitar.
Or you engineer.
I engineer, and that's how you have to always make sure that you know your possibilities and keep them present, because just the fact that you don't have a job in your instrument doesn't mean that you have to starve. You just have to go into the other gifts that you have and apply them so that you can make incomes. And I'm addressing incomes and all that because that when it comes down to it,
Well, sure.
at the end of the day,
Yeah.
that's what pays the bills. Well, when I don't practice, I actually feel sick. That's how bad I need to practice. Practice to me is like brushing my teeth every morning. If I don't do it, I feel like I'm missing something. I actually have devoted my whole life to the instrument. It's a lifelong relationship. It's not something you do when it works and that's it. You do it because doing it is going to guarantee that when you need it to be, that when the skill needs to be there, you're ready. I take any time available, any break available from any of my lessons, and I just sit at the piano. And I practice I don't know if you remember when we were walking and we saw that little group that was playing in the campus.
Yeah.
And the kid was drooling over your playing the bass.
Yeah, the parking garage. There's like a jam band up there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the kid comes to me, how does he do that? How can he do that? And I said to him, he committed. What do you mean? He committed and sacrificed time and practice with purpose. You don't practice what you don't need. You practice what you need, that you know that is going to bring profit. So if you're in a neighborhood where they love major scales, you're not going to go there with Locrian or Aeolian. You're going to go there with major scales. And you're going to practice your major scales so you can be the best playing the major scales. And that guarantees that you're going to have that positioning. So basically, you practice with purpose. I've always practiced with purpose. When you told me what we were going to do here in the concert, I sat down and as I say this, the very first day, I went down to the basics. Let me practice my technique. I haven't been playing that much. I usually practice anywhere from 3 to 4 hours a day. It had gone down to 1 hour, 2 hours because I'm teaching most of the time and taking care of the business. But I'm changing that. Gradually, I've been telling my partner in business, my wife, to take those lessons and move them around so that I can have time a certain day, every day, so I can hit the piano, so that I can always feel that whenever I'm called to do something, I can do it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you don't know when the opportunity
comes. It always comes when you least expect it. You're there looking for it, it doesn't come. And then you forget about it, boom, there it is.
Yeah. So it's important to have the product ready because
the product, you.
Yeah, exactly. Us. And that's the interesting thing about especially music entrepreneurship is that in most cases we are the product.
Yes.
I mean, yes, you can develop products, that will end up products and services that could end up, helping people and reaching consumers, but so much of it is the artist or the producer. It's such a personal, intimate experience in which the business is much more personal, much more human in nature, which makes sense because it's an art.
Yeah, in reality, I mean, when you think about entrepreneurship, you actually get the information from what worked for you and what didn't work for you, and you build your library of entrepreneurship techniques by reading and finding out and doing research, what worked and what didn't, by trying your ideas and then writing down which worked, which didn't work. Okay, This didn't go that good, and you keep track of that. But most of the time when you actually are trying to help someone achieve something, you're going to give them the information of what you tried that worked for you. Yeah. So it doesn't mean necessarily that's going to work for them, because we are all different in every way, But at least it gives them a start point that the basic law of entrepreneurship is action. You need to take
Woo.
action.
Yeah.
You have
That's a
to
good
take,
word right
you
there.
have to take action.
Yeah, action with courage. How
Yeah,
about that?
courage and faith, man,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you have to first see it,
Yep.
know where you're at, know
Yeah.
how to get there. You find out how to get there, and then you boom, go for it.
Yeah.
You see, so there has to be also direction.
Yeah.
You see, action with direction
Sure.
assures completion if you persist.
Yeah.
If you don't, you can quit.
And interesting about faith, because it's like, a lot of people think about faith as blind faith, like,
Yes.
going blind, you can't see, you're not sure where you're going to land. But we understand faith as the evidence of things hoped for, and the
Yes.
substance of things not
Yes,
seen.
not
Meaning,
seen.
we have to be able to envision
Yes.
faith and strategize,
Yeah.
and I mean, basically, be able to see the end point in the mind and then
Yeah.
reach that destination.
You know,
Because
and when you analyze that deeper,
Yeah.
When you say envision, you should actually see yourself there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like
it's interesting because part of the business plan experience for the students is to write down the vision, and I tell them this is hypothetical, but you have to imagine and describe how does the business operate in real time as if it was happening right now.
exactly.
So
Exactly. And it's funny because when you're going to get a loan from a bank, they require that business plan. And what they're actually saying is, let me see what the business is going to do to see if it's going to work, because they have experience seeing many other business plans. You see, the advantage of having that vision and taking action in faith is that you're never alone.
yeah.
Remember, it has to be action. You can be there asking and asking and asking, or planning and planning and planning, but it's not to the moment that you take that action that whatever has to happen begins to move around and develop, and
Coupled with courage and
Yeah.
faith. You have a dream, but you have to have vision.
yes,
Then you then you have the action, but it needs to be coupled with courage to take it, but that is supplemented with faith, because you can't have courage if you're not sure that the outcome is
good.
going to be good. Yeah, exactly.
It's good.
But how do you build that confidence is by making sure that you are secure in the product,
Yes.
which is yourself.
Yeah. It doesn't mean that you're going to be blinded to all the natural stuff. I mean, it means that you're going to take. I mean, what was his name? Oh my God, I don't remember the guy's billionaire's name, but it was. He always said, "You always take care of every possibility of it going wrong. You take every possibility, and you take a solution. You make a solution for it, and then you go for it."
Yeah.
You see, so a dream without action would always be a dream. You see?
Yeah.
So when you put that action into the dream with the vision, it will take place and you will begin moving and accommodating. Everything around it will be accommodated because there's a direction for that vision, and you'll cut through everything that goes in your way because you have that vision. And then when you begin seeing the obstacles, it's because you actually took away your sight from the vision. You see what I'm saying?
That's deep.
So you, as long as you're focusing on that vision, what comes your way, you just go boom, 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 and push it aside because you're blinded by that. It's like
That's important to really, mention what you said, because a lot of students, they're like equally looking out for any opportunity.
Yes.
There's like this spirit of desperation, and understandably so. I mean, we were all students, and
Yeah.
I'm a professor. I continue to be a student
Yeah,
of life.
yeah.
But what I'm trying to encourage the students is, hey, be more selective about the opportunities that are presented to you, because not every opportunity is going to really help you to where you want to go. And I think what a lot of students,
even if it's good,
yep. Exactly, because there are students, that say even, they're interested in taking these classes, or they want mentorship afterwards, and then I say, well, what is it that you want to do? And they say, well, I'm interested in a lot of things. I'm interested in a lot of things. Interestingly enough, the word interested for me, this in my fun way, I notice this as which is like to immerse yourself. And then there's the word rest. you know, and a lot of people are just really comfortable in just being interested,
Yeah.
you know, but it's like, you know, it's really hard to teach entrepreneurship if you're not willing to take action, if you're just maintaining in the state of rest.
Well, I think that part of that, the hardship that the new generation finds in entrepreneurship comes from the actual idea being taught from the beginning of their growing years that you graduate and you go to work somewhere.
Yeah.
You see?
That doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, now you graduate and you create your own fountain of income,
Yeah.
and that's what you do.
But the
And-
thing is that that's innate. It's actually innate
Yeah.
for us to be able to create.
Yes.
Matter of fact, I mean, you know, I have
We are
children.
the creators.
Yeah, exactly. And I have children, and there's nothing impinging their ability to, you know, exercise their imagination and to test ideas. They don't have a spirit of fear for trying, you know, to make a mistake. It's encouraged, you know, to be able to refine, to make mistakes, so that we can improve that compass and make that direction much
Yes.
clearer that the
Yes.
compass provides. Now, you know, I think that is something that our generation needs to have more of, is, you know, to the willpower to just be okay to make mistakes, and also to express your imagination and to just create. That is the spirit of what the word innovation means.
Yes.
Is to put
Yes.
into manifestation ideas that are new.
Yes. Yes.
You know, and so it's innate, right? Because it's you were just talking about, you know, before. I mean, everybody wants to learn the skills to get employed, but when you're employed, and there's nothing wrong with that, you know,
No.
at all. You know, I mean, I work here at the University of Florida. This is not my innovation. This is an expression of entrepreneurship, because I'm being an entrepreneur within the confines of a business that I do not own. But you talk about creating your own fountain. It's so important.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Very, very fascinating.
No, but you see, the thing is, you are working here, but you're being entrepreneur because you're teaching others.
Yeah.
You see, so you're taking action in promoting that you believe in.
Yeah.
So
That's how good partnerships.
Yeah, that's how it is.
manifest. So like one of the things I encourage my students is, look, actually, I think for to improve sustainability, it would be good for you to develop a partnership with a company where they hire you, you know, and you can express your entrepreneurialism within that, but then also make sure that you are maintaining, building, and creating your own dream.
Yeah, it has
because
to
if
be-
not, you're always going to be working for the dream of somebody else.
Right.
You know, and that's the interesting thing, right? It's like when you're a kid, you can create, you can develop your own dreams and all that stuff. Then life hits you.
Yeah.
Bam!
Yes.
And people have this fear to exercise and express their dreams.
Right.
But what you're saying is, let's get back to being like a child. Because such as these is the kingdom of
Yes.
opportunity.
Yes. And no, the thing is that the relationship will be and should always be symbiotic. They benefit when you benefit, and you build as they're growing.
Yeah.
And you know, and that guarantees that it stays, because as it grows, you grow, they grow, everybody is being benefited. You see, I believe that the best kind of deals are those where everyone benefits. You see, those days where only one will benefit and all that's gone. you know?
Yeah. That's oh my gosh, you just threw another bomb of wonder right here. That's really incredible what you just mentioned, because before, I mean, businesses, they were less generous. It was more about what can we get out
What
of
can
it,
we get out?
as an entity, as opposed to what can us,
Yes.
you know, this
Yeah.
we,
Yeah.
what can we,
Yeah.
the collective.
Yeah.
And so what I mean, the reason why you have sustainability and continuity, you know, as a music entrepreneur, I know this personally, that you've been able to do this brilliantly with the help of your wife, is that you are very much concerned not just about the wellness of your own business,
Right.
but of, other businesses, and businesses being people and
Yeah.
students and aspiring,
Yes,
and you're branching out and you're
Yes.
helping other people
Yeah,
by
yeah,
giving them
yeah,
the knowledge.
yeah,
As
yeah.
the etymology of the word education is educere in
Okay.
Latin, and it actually means to bring forth that which is within.
Okay.
What role and importance does education, not just for training to be an entrepreneur, but does education have a role, a place of value of an entrepreneur beyond being like a music student, like in terms of how it's created opportunities for you?
Well, when you show the students, when you allow the students to see their full potential, because what happens is the students in our new generation are they're afraid because the world as they knew it has changed. The world is not what it used to be. There's life before COVID and then after COVID.
Yeah.
And I would say it's a little bit more challenging because the students are not being given the information as it used to be given. It's more online and there's less human contact. And I believe that part of the entrepreneurship that leads into success is the human factor. You see, the human factor. Once you teach those students, when they realize the potential, then they can pursue the entrepreneurship because they know their capability. They know what they have to offer. But most of the students that I find in my school, they don't even know. I mean, they sometimes I find that they're just going through the motions. They don't have an idea of what a goal is.
Yeah.
And then what I do is I tell them, okay, this is where you're at. Where do you see yourself? What do you mean? Okay.
So take time to imagine.
Exactly. They haven't even learned how to envision, as simple as that. So I create that notion for them. I have given them hope.
Yeah.
By knowing that there are people out there that are actually looking after
And looking for them too.
for them. Yeah.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
And so that's a very interesting thing. Aspiring music entrepreneurs need to be able to invest more in just discovering the wonder within themselves.
Yes.
And your role as an educator is that you're bringing that forth. You're
out.
Exactly. So that they can at least see it,
Yeah, yes.
But it's important to take time to appreciate and value of who we are, but also who we can be.
No, listen, this happened to me a couple months ago. I have this piano student. And it's just the thought. You see, it's what they know. He says, I need to find a job. And the first thing he mentions, maybe I can work is at McDonald's. Don't go to McDonald's. Go and begin looking for places where you can perform with your piano.
Oh, I thought you were going to say go to Walmart.
No, unless you're going to work in the music department.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Go to a music store. Go to a record store. Go to something that has some of what you are. Why would you go and work at flip-flapping hamburgers when you have the gift? And then I told him, listen, dude, the easiest way to feel satisfied is to using your gift to produce the money.
Yeah.
There, even if you're not making money, you're doing your gift and you feel satisfied.
Yeah.
The other one, no. You stop making the money and you're still going to be doing the hamburger thing and it's not going to be satisfying because believe me, after you do 2,000 hamburgers flips, you're not going to be happy. So my advice is always follow your gift.
Yeah.
The gift is the easiest. Make the money with your gift.
Yeah.
That's what it was there.
When you wake up, what do you want to do more of? I think a lot of times people They wake up, a lot of aspiring music arts entrepreneurs, they wake up with a desire to fit in a role, to be in a position. It's more of a sense of security is what they're looking for. But basically what you're saying is invest in what innately gives you that passion. I mean, passion, the word passion means sacrifice.
Yes.
What are you willing to sacrifice for? Meaning that there is purpose, there's intention, and there's direction. Because if you're sacrificing yourself, that's what's really amazing about it, is that you're sacrificing time to invest in something, which means that it's intended to be given and offered. So you have to also be mutually concerned about who are the communities that you really care about fellowshipping with, relating with, and imparting with.
Yes.
And so, that's
with
very
communities that actually share the same vision, or the same gifts, or
So train up the gifts, and they won't lose astray.
Exactly.
This is a beautiful way to end. Thank you so much, Lannie. It's been amazing, and I know that the students are very blessed to be able to
It's been a blessing.
learn from you. So, all right, thanks.